Thanks, everyone, for coming back to another segment of the MCR. Mac and me, my name's TJ. A little bit of left coast news. West Coast, out of California. It's Governor Gavin Newsom. He's got a little bit of a concern right now involving his son. It appears, it is being reported, that Gavin Newsom is in a panic because his son listens to highly popular podcaster Joe Rogan and Canadian professor Dr. Jordan Peterson and British media personality influencer Andrew Tate. Now, I don't know much about Andrew Tate. And I do know a bit about Joe Rogan, and I know a fair amount about Jordan Peterson.
Yeah.
But I guess Gavin Newsom's son's in a little bit of a rebellious stage here. You know?
Either that or they weren't able to take all the sense out of the young man's head.
If there's truth to this, this gives me hope. I understand if's a big two-letter word, but, you know, I suppose anything can happen. It is reported, Gavin Newsom put out a statement. I really worry about the listen to this. I really worry about the misinformation, disinformation about what's happening with our country. Now, this is Gavin Newsom talking about the personalities I've just mentioned, Joe Rogan, Jordan Peterson, and Andrew Tate. Okay, I really worry about the misinformation, disinformation about what's happening with our country, but I really worry about these micro cults that my kids are in. I say micro cult because I don't know if there is a better way to describe it. My son is asking me about Andrew Tate and Jordan Peterson, and then he is immediately talking about Joe Rogan. End of quote. So, you know, heaven forbid, you know.
Anyone that doesn't speak the party line is misinformation. And who decides what misinformation is? Them.
And you know, they're going to call them a micro cult, you know, cult being the operational word there, as if to somehow vilify these three people. And like I said, Joe Rogan has no cult. Jordan Peterson is certainly no cultist.
No.
And like I said, I don't really know much about Andrew Tate, so I'll withhold the
Maybe
comment
he should
on
talk
that
to
individual.
his son about the cult of climate change, because that is certainly a cult and it's a religion. And, you know, despite all the evidence to the contrary, people still are panicking as though the world were going to end in 3 years, which of course it is not.
I would say, I'm not quite sure how long ago, maybe a year or something. A short time ago, Jordan Peterson was added to the Daily Wire Plus staff, cadre, speakers, whatever the correct phrase would be. In other words, you know, you got Candace Owen, Michael Knowles, Ben Shapiro. Well, you know, Jordan Peterson is part of that group now with Daily Wire Plus.
Well, here's what I'd like to see happen. Perhaps Governor Newsom could challenge Dr. Peterson to debate on anything.
Oh,
I'm guessing that would never happen because he would get his clock cleaned.
Yeah. Jordan Peterson has said something slightly off topic. Konstantin Kizin has said almost the exact same thing. They don't consider them right or left, but they confess that their beliefs are more in keeping with the right, mainly because they're not part of the left. Well, they clearly are on the right, you know.
Correct. Yeah.
And I heard Jordan Peterson kind of say that a couple years ago when I first took an interest in him, and then Konstantin Kizin has said the same thing. You know, Jordan Peterson had a very interesting response to Gavin Newsom. And this is good. I like this. Jordan Peterson posted on X, "We are coming for your children, Gavin Newsom. We plan to turn your boys into men and girls into women." And you know what? Leave it to Jordan Peterson to put it so succinctly.
Yes.
You know?
Well, I must
I
be in
really
his mini
do.
cult because I've read a couple of his books and I thought they were outstanding, and I'd recommend especially 12 Rules for Life for anyone.
Well, you know, I have a brother who is into psychology, has a master's. And I had mentioned a couple of years ago, he and I were talking, and I mentioned Jordan Peterson. And my brother has since kind of become a fan of him.
Yeah.
You know?
No surprise there.
Yeah, no surprise. Even Tim Pool was compelled to troll Gavin Newsom. Well, I don't exactly recall what he posted on X, but I guess Tim Pool kind of yucked it up over Gavin Newsom's panicking also, you know? But anyways, that's all I got for this one. If this is true, this does give me a little bit of hope about the next generation, but too little, too late. I don't know.
Well, it might be the group of people who will be called a cult and then persecuted and possibly executed for their thoughts that aren't of the government.
That's
And I could
entirely
see
possible.
I could see the likes of Gavin Newsom throwing his own kids into the top of a volcano, worshiping the false god of climate change.
Yeah. So that's I guess that's all we got for this one. Thanks everyone, and we'll catch you on our next segment. As always, be safe, watch your six, and don't tread on me.